Good Thursday morning, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions once again this morning. It is very warm and very humid out there, but that's what we see this time of year. Earlier this morning, around 4:50, getting to the 5 o'clock hour, we've seen a couple of these popcorn showers. We've seen a couple of them over there in the southeast Texas side, but very, very low over there on the coverage. But this has mainly been moving into portions of Cameron Parish, a little bit closer to New Iberia. But again, it is very, very isolated, and we're actually going to see that throughout the day today. Very, very small coverage of just a very isolated shower. You could realistically say it's probably about 1 to 2% on the chance of rain today, but we go 10%, 20%, 30%. We go by 10. So pretty much today is going to be a 10% or less day. It's going to be mostly hot and pretty much mostly dry. If you're looking for the rain, you can find a little bit of it further towards the east. That's where they have a little bit better of that moisture moving in. We'll see some of that moisture move into our region tomorrow, which gives us a little bit better chance for some showers. You actually can see that moisture right there, that high is right here. So it's actually going to help sling it towards our way tomorrow morning, getting into tomorrow afternoon. We should see at least 20% coverage. But right now, you can still see lots of dry air into the mid to upper levels. We might have that moisture coming in on the low levels, but very dry on the mid to upper levels. That's why today is going to be a dry day. Thanks to TAMCO letting us know what's going on the satellite and radar. It is warm, and it is already a pretty muggy start. What we see this time of year, but in fact, we see several areas 5 degrees warmer than we typically would see this time of year. Already 85 degrees, pretty much down towards the coast. Holly Beach at 86. Houston at 79. Beaumont anywhere from about 77 to 79 degrees. And then further towards the north, they're also into the upper 70s. So we've got lots of that low moisture coming into our region. Thanks for a sponsor of Seals Before. Thanks for a sponsor of Modern Concrete. We see that today, if you're doing anything outdoors, it is a really good green light. You get a lot done. Only thing you need to watch for is the heat advisory because it will be a hot day. We've got the humidity, and we're going to have some temperatures into the middle to a lot into the upper 90s of the heat index, possibly getting up to 105 to several areas up to 109, 110 degrees. Other than that, looks pretty good today. No chance of rain. If you do get any rain, the coverage is pretty much like I said, 1 to 2%. It should be well below 10% or less. A pretty dry day. Not much going on in the tropics and the Gulf. Caribbean has record-breaking wind shear, some of the strongest wind shear I've ever seen. But if we zoom out, tropics do look pretty active, right? We've got area number 1 that we're watching has a high chance of becoming a tropical depression, possibly later today or tomorrow. This will likely be a tropical storm as it moves towards the Leeward Islands, bringing much needed rain to the Leeward Islands and also Puerto Rico as well too. Wave number 2 we'll continue to keep an eye on, but that is so far away. It's just a big guessing game. I mean, look how far away it is. This is anywhere from, I don't even think it's 8 days away. It's pretty much 10 to 14 days away from even getting closer. So wave number 1, not worried at all. It's going to continue going to the Lesser Antilles Islands, and then it gets shredded to pieces by some of the strongest wind shear I've ever seen in the Caribbean. Wave number 2 possibly can do the same exact thing, approach the Leeward Islands somewhere around Tuesday of Wednesday of next week. Is it a tropical storm? Is it a little bit better organized? Dry air's not that big of an issue. Wind shear not that big of an issue. Can it be a Category 1 hurricane? It's possible. Lesser Antilles Islands needs to watch it pretty much Tuesday to Wednesday of next week. And then after that, starts dealing with pockets of dry air, and it starts dealing with pockets of wind shear. If wave number 2 wants to continue to be organized, it's going to have to take a more northern track and then possibly curve away from the United States. If it goes any more west, wind shear and pockets of dry air and also land interaction will give it a very hard time. So tropics-wise, not too worried about either one of them, and we're going to continue to keep watching it. But there's wave number 1, high-pressure ridge that we're dealing with right now is making us hot and mostly dry. That's going to continue shoving it west, and it's going to go into some of the strongest wind shear possible. There's wave number 2. Euro actually doesn't do a good job picking it up. Should get somewhere to the Lesser Antilles Islands by Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, Euro's just not doing a good job picking it up, and it actually might be right. I mean, maybe this thing just never gets its act together, but there is some model data that shows this could be a little bit better organized, but a lot of them want to take it more north and curves away. The only option that it has a more favorable environment is if it takes a little bit more of a northern route. If it goes any further west, wind shear and dry air and even land interaction are going to give it a very hard time. So again, there's that second system right there. You're just not picking up on it too much. But some other models kind of do. We'll continue to keep watching it. Either way, I'm not too concerned on either one of these, but we'll continue to keep watching. What we are watching is this high pressure ridge looking to bring possibly our last big heat stretch, I guess we could say. Temperatures getting into the middle 90s, lots of us getting into the upper 90s. Heat index is definitely back. You see this ridge gets right over our region this weekend, and then by next week, it's still pretty much over our region, but notice it's a little bit further towards the west. So we could see a little bit better flow coming out of the south. Moisture coming in out of the east can kind of sneak in. So we're still going to be hot, mostly dry, but all we're just trying to show rain-wise, the next 5 to 7 days, there's no big slam dunk on any rain. Our best coverage of rain is going to be tomorrow morning, Friday getting into the afternoon, 20% coverage, possibly getting up to 30% coverage for the triangle. And then after that, we stay pretty isolated. Then we might see another little surge of moisture coming in as that ridge moves to the west, giving us another 10 to possibly up to 20%. But other than that, it doesn't look like a big slam dunk on the rainfall totals or any in the rainfall outlook. Tomorrow looks to be our best bet for the rain. Futurecast for today, model's not broken. It's just not picking up anything. We might see some clouds come in from the west. That's that moisture kind of slowly surging in. But it's tomorrow when we finally start seeing the potential for some showers and possibly some isolated thunderstorms. Tomorrow morning getting into the afternoon, possibly up to 20% coverage. This particular model showing up to 30% coverage. It's going to be a battle of dry air versus how much of this moisture really gets into our region, but I do think we should at least see 20% coverage for some showers and a couple isolated thunderstorms on Friday morning getting into the afternoon hours. Afternoon hours today is going to be hot. It's going to be into the middle to upper 90s. I don't think we're going to have any relief from the heat. I mean, if we do, it's just a very, very small shower. So majority of us, it's going to be a hot day. Thanks to Sills Before letting us know what to expect this afternoon. Another hot August day. Wet bulb global temperature for all the UIL student athletes practicing or any sports possibly can have some delays because it is going to be into the upper 80s to low 90s. So definitely we'll be seeing what those readings will be at those fields. And then overnight tonight, pretty much what we see this time of year, middle to upper 70s in the I-10 corridor down towards the coast, anywhere from the upper 70s to low to mid 80s. And here we are for our 7-day forecast for southeast Texas. Pretty much what we see this time of year, but that high pressure ridge is making our temperatures just a couple degrees hotter than what we see, but pretty typical pattern that we have here. Just some isolated chance of rain. Probably our best coverage is going to be on Friday as that moisture surges in, but we still have that high pressure bringing in dry air in the mid to upper levels, so coverage should be around 20%, possibly worst case scenario, we get up to 30%. Same thing for southwest Louisiana. High pressure ridge is kind of in control. I should have changed this graphic, but we should see at least 10 to 20% coverage for southwest Louisiana. A lot of this will be more so on the southeast Texas side, but after that, temperatures mostly into the middle 90s, into the upper 90s. I see my MacBook's trying to pop up a little icon there for us, but other than that, that's what we're dealing with through our 7-day forecast for southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. And if you have not yet, please go download our free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. I think the biggest headlines, other than Friday morning getting into the afternoon, we have some isolated showers. It's mainly going to be the heat index the next 5 to 7 days. So we're going to start seeing some more heat advisories, which we know this time of year it's hot. I don't think you need a text letting you know it's hot outside, but heat advisories will be in effect this weekend getting into early next week. So take your break, stay cool. It's what we see this time of year. It is August. It is hot. Hopefully, this is our last stretch of big heat. So y'all have a wonderful Thursday. See y'all again tomorrow morning on the Friday morning show. But stay cool and have a wonderful Thursday. Have a good one.
Gulf Coast Weather Solutions is sponsored by
We don't know what the weather is going to be like around here. I do get really anxious during storms.
That's why they chose HailGuard. When performance leads, confidence follows. Backed by the first and only asphalt shingle system with a hail warranty.
That just gives us more peace of mind.
This is the only asphalt product on the market that has the manufacturer warranty targeting the hail damage, and it gives me a lot of confidence as a contractor.
Engineered for enhanced impact performance. Built to protect homes and reputations. HailGuard shingles. Built for hail.